All right, good evening, everyone. How are you? Tiff Marshall here with the one and only Carolyn Powery. I'm so glad that she's here because, like, she's the etiquette queen. And I even love how she says etiquette. So
Oh, well,
you
thank
all will
you,
notice that.
Marshall.
But when you talk about poise, sophistication, professionalism, she is the go-to for adults and teens, right? So she's trained teens, she's trained queens. So, informally and professionally. So she is the one to go to when we're talking about, poise and polish, social media etiquette, because there are some do's and don'ts.
There are.
Right. So Carolyn, give us what you got.
Okay, thank you, Tiffany, for inviting me to your platform. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And social media etiquette. Wow, I am so happy that you contacted me to speak on this particular subject because I had actually been thinking about coming online to get some tips because of some things that I have been seeing. And actually, I'm an author of three books.
Yes.
And the last book that I co-authored in, I actually wrote on social media etiquette.
Awesome. Yes.
That is one of the areas that I spoke or that I wrote
What
on.
was the book? I didn't see the book. Well, I've seen it, but I don't know if the viewers have seen it. Yes.
It's called Poised, Polished Professionals, the Expert Guide to Executive Presence.
Yes. Executive presence.
Yes, and that's something we all should be striving for. And just because you're in the professional world does not mean that you do not want to exhibit executive presence even as a entrepreneur.
Right.
Because if you're trying to get contracts with Fortune 500 companies, then $1 million companies, if you're trying to level up your brand, then you definitely want to exhibit a certain type of presence.
Right.
Especially online, because social media is the new background check.
That's good. Social media is the new background check.
Yes. Because we know normally businesses will contact the sheriff office or the police department. You get fingerprint. They do an FBI background investigation on you.
Right.
But companies are also going on your social media page.
That's good. So somebody put that in the comment box. Social media.
Yes, because they're trying to see who you are, what are you all about, what you represent. Because you can put something on paper.
Right.
If your online presence conflict or says something entirely different, then you're going to look like a fake, a fraud.
Right.
You're not being consistent. So you want to be consistent on all of your social media platforms, and however you presented yourself on that resume,
right,
you want to make sure you are reflecting that even in your personal and your professional brand. And I know sometimes people have the attitude, well, I should be able to say whatever I want to say. I should be able to post whatever I want to post. It's my social media real estate. But you are hurting your opportunity by posting inappropriate photos, by throwing shade, or losing your cool, not being poised, because poise is all about being able to handle yourself under pressure.
That's
and as
good.
you know, on social media, there are trolls sometimes.
Right.
They may say some things just to get under your skin.
Right.
But you have to be the bigger person and maintain your professionalism and make sure that you do not succumb to whatever their agenda is.
Right. I like how you say poise is pressure under control.
Yes.
Right.
Pressure. Yes. You have to be bendable. You have to know how to be flexible when it comes to being poised. You know how a lot of times they'll say former President Barack Obama was very poised.
Yes. And he had to be.
Yes.
He had to be professional under pressure.
Under pressure.
in attack, right? So I definitely like that example. So what are some, if you're coming in, make sure you say hey so we can say hey back to you. Do like and share. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comment box as well. I do, Carolyn, what are some things I want you to share? What are some things that you've noticed that you would advise people not to do? Some social media behaviors or, that you've seen that you think people probably should stay away from?
Well, some of the things I notice is excessive tagging.
Okay.
Tagging people in your post. You have to realize that the person that if everybody is tagging your page, you can't put everybody on your page, because then what happens to your message? Your
Right.
message end up getting lost, because that's what happened to me initially when I was on Facebook. Everyone was tagging me and coming on my page, but the things that I was posting was being pushed down. So I had to change my settings. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
still see that people, they tag all these people. Normally, I try to ask people,
Right.
can I tag you? That's the proper thing to do, is to
Yes, it is.
ask them, or you can message them and ask them, do they mind posting it? You can
Right.
do that. And
Right.
the other thing I see is this. You can make a post, and what someone would do will comment and post about their upcoming event. Post
Right.
their
So you're going on someone else's page to promote what you're doing.
promoting what they're doing.
Right.
And I had that happen. You can't do that. You have to realize everybody has their own social media real estate.
Right. That
And
they're building and working on.
yes, and you have built up that real estate yourself. Either you've been doing Facebook Live, maybe you have built relationships by going to other social media groups.
Right.
Now those people are following you. You have to learn to put in the work to build up your own following.
Right.
You can't just go and try to monopolize on other people's real estate, and then you want to decide to post your flyer, whatever it is that you're marketing.
Right.
Don't do it without permission. You can't do
Right.
that.
It's out of order. I've even noticed that behavior in some Facebook groups. I've seen people in large Facebook groups, they'll go post their affiliate link in that group. So if you don't know, an affiliate link is like, I may purchase a product from someone and they give me an affiliate link, and for every sale I, obtain, they'll give me a portion of that sale. So
Correct.
I've seen people drop their affiliate links in other groups, and it's against the rule. But like, you didn't work to build this group, and that's sideline disrespectful.
Yes. And another one would be, you actually should have a professional page, a business page, and a personal page.
Yes.
I have both. And even though I have my personal page, I do sometimes post some of my business, information on
Right.
there too. But you definitely want to separate the two, because you want people to see, who you are. They need to see you in your professional space.
Right.
What you represent. What is your brand? Because you have to remember that you are your brand, regardless.
At all times.
At all times. And I know some people have built their brand on profanity.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it, but some people have been successful. But you cannot compare yourself with somebody else's brand,
I agree.
because their market could be different from your market. Because
Right.
if you're trying to entice, or we'll say professionals, or
Mhm.
maybe Fortune 500 clubs, then you're not going to entice those particular people. They're not going to want to connect their brand with your brand.
Right. And so
So
what I'm hearing you say is, when you're in business, you have to think of the big picture. You're not just the local city, county business person.
correct. You have to
Right.
think of the big picture, because for me, I've had TV interviews. Okay, my
Yes,
last
you
TV
have.
interview was when Meghan and Harry got married, and they were the
Yes.
news media was looking for someone to talk about royal wedding etiquette.
Yes.
And I'm quite sure they went to my page. Now, if my page was laced with profanity and I did not reflect who I say I am, I would not
Right.
have gotten that opportunity.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not
You
at
would
all.
not have been on nobody's news station talking.
No, even magazine print. I, had articles with Southern Lady, and I'm quite sure if I was not presenting myself in a professional manner, I would not have gotten those opportunities. And you mentioned
Right.
earlier about even with the queens,
Yes.
it's the Miss Haiti pageant and Miss Florida pageant. I'm working with, these are women from all over, and they're professional
Right.
women.
Right.
How
You
I
have following.
trying to
And now
teach.
their followers gonna be watching you.
Yes. So I have to reflect who I say I am. And
Right.
we are a walking billboard.
That's
You are a
good.
walking advertisement. You're constantly advertising your business. I don't care where you go. You have to look the part. Not saying you have to have a 3-piece suit on all the time,
Right.
but you need to look presentable.
Right.
Now, one of the things I have learned, because in my profession, I never know when the media is going to call me, because that day when they called me for the royal wedding, I was on Forest Hill. It was raining that day, and I had 30 minutes to
Wow.
say yes, to get to my office. And
Wow.
one of the things I have learned is to have a blazer.
Okay, so you keep something with you.
Yes, I would recommend that any professional consultant have a blazer in your car, in your office, and pumps. And I made the mistake on that day. I had just taken my pumps back the week home the week before, and it was raining that day. And when I came in, I didn't have my pumps. My shoes were wet, but luckily,
Right.
they only had videoed me from the chest up.
Right. So that was good.
Yeah, so that was good. So you definitely want to make sure you have a blazer. You may
Right.
have on jeans, you may have on a t-shirt, but if you put a blazer is going to give you a step above appearance
Right.
by having
So the blazer part, because we're talking, especially with all the Zooming and people working from home with the crowd up. So what would you recommend? Because this information is great for professionals, adults, not just business owners. So what would you recommend for attire during this whole COVID period of remote working and working from home? Because some people are not showing up the way they should be showing up on these screens.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you brought that up. I just read an article today where a news reporter, he was reporting from home. So he was the camera person and he was the reporter.
Okay.
He had on his blazer, but he did not realize that the camera was also getting his thighs and legs, and you could see his thighs. Now, he claimed he had on shorts and he had a next segment that required shorts, but no, we didn't see no shorts. So, and I've heard about people, they'll have their underwear on, but they have on a blazer.
Yes.
You never know what may happen. Anything may happen. Something a fire may start, and you may have to get up and run out. Okay?
Right? Isn't that Murphy's Law? Always expect the unexpected, like something's going to happen that you don't expect. And so even I think with we discussed an article about the lawyers. We know that
yes,
educators are in front of children. So like.
Because I'm getting calls from educators, principals, where their teachers are showing up to Zoom. Either they're not showing their face because they know they're not presentable, or they're showing up and they are not presentable. Their hair is not presentable. Their attire is not presentable. Even their background is not presentable. You still have to make sure that you maintain professionalism, just like you would if you were in the office. Because if you showed up for an interview, you definitely would look the part. If you were in the office and you was expecting clients, you would look the part. So the same thing has to happen even in the online setting, when it comes to Zoom. And I know everybody has been thrust into this, and for entrepreneurs, it's not new to us because we have been doing Zoom, but
Zooming before people knew what Zoom was.
Yes, this is all new to them, so they're like, okay, wow, I'm home, I don't have to get dressed, I can just
Right.
relax. And that's the attitude that they're taking and
Right.
not realizing that that's still part of your evaluation.
Right. It's not a FaceTime conversation. You're not on the cell phone.
Correct. Yes, you have, higher ups. You just never know who may appear for the Zoom. That may
Right.
be some training for the Zooms. And you have to, especially if you're a teacher, you want to make sure that you are demonstrating to your students how
Right.
you want them to show up.
Right.
I don't think you want them to show up to your classroom and they're in the bed, they're asleep, or, whatever.
Right. And that's happening, and they're children, but I think as adults, we need to set the standard.
We have to set the standard. And you mentioned earlier about the judge. And I couldn't believe the judge actually had to speak to the lawyers about how to show up on Zoom for it was some type of hearing. So they was dressed inappropriate. They weren't professional. One of the persons was in the bed. No, you still have to maintain the part. You have to dress.
Right.
You have to look professional. Again, as I said, you can just put on a blazer. You may have on some jeans and a t-shirt, but put on that blazer.
Right.
To just, give you a step above.
You feel better. Sometimes you produce better. You feel better.
So true. And because a lot of times what I do, like if I have to speak, I do a mock presentation.
Okay.
I actually put on my heels, put on my blazer, and pretend, I'm giving my presentation.
Right.
Because it just help you to build up your confidence. And then you have an idea, okay, how you want to show up.
Right.
That's you want to improve in and think, and your body language is important.
That's really good because your body language speaks sometimes before you actually speak. And I wanted to ask you, go back to the poise. I'm just still stuck on that. So if you were not here, Carolyn mentioned earlier that poise is pressure under control. What happens when someone wants to argue with you in the comment section on social media? Because I think we all experience that from time to time.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to let them say what they say and you just move on. And don't go tit for tat with it. If you do respond, maybe one response, but make sure that you're being polite and you're being professional about it. But if they want to keep going, then just ignore it and just move on.
I agree because, one time I had to ask myself, is it even worth it? Because I don't have time to be just going back and forth with somebody on social media, first of all. But will my opinion even change their perspective or change their mindset?
A lot of times, I don't think so. Because I know recently I had commented about something and I didn't really elaborate as much on it. And I didn't elaborate much on it. And I elaborated more, but then somebody else came back and said something and they were kind of offended. But, that was their, their perception,
right.
Their opinion. And I realized that that's what they think.
Right. Okay. And it's not going to change.
What I think. So this is not for us to get into an argument about it. We have to be able to respect each other's opinions and just move on.
Right. And oftentimes it can be, I have experience where I can make a post, Carolyn, and it's somebody I didn't even know was my Facebook fan or friend. And they'll pop on my post and I'm like, well, where you come from to disagree with me? But it is what it is. So I think that we have to be careful of that. Is it worth it to even go back and forth on social media about something, because we have different perspectives, different walks of life, different experiences that lead us to feel and think the way we do. There is a question from, this is Stacy. Hey, Stacy, is a blazer still okay for those of us who live in South Florida?
Well, you can get you a nice cotton one. Cotton is more breathable, but in certain situations, certain settings, I would say yes, a blazer is fine. It depends, because sometimes I wear a dress. I love the sheath. Is this a male or
Female, Stacy.
female? Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes I wear the sheath dress. I used to be a suit person.
Okay.
Suit. But now I wear the sheath. The sheath is more like an A-line type dress.
Okay.
And some of those I think are very professional, and they're great for any body type.
Okay.
And I think what's important is you have to determine, okay, what your size is, the length of the dress, and things of that nature.
Right, your hips and all that good kind of stuff.
Right. So when is it polite to take the jacket off? It depends on the setting. If you're in an interview, don't take that jacket off.
Okay.
If you're interviewing, do not take it off.
No matter how hot you are. Keep it on.
Make sure you buy something that, like I said earlier, that's going to be breathable. Because as we know, like something that's polyester, you're going to be hot. Right. So a lot of times it's best to just invest in something that's at a higher value, and it may cost you more, but in the long run, it's going to work out.
Right. It'll last, and so especially because you're with your body type, some pieces of material you need to invest in, so anyone have any other etiquette questions or see anything online that you just totally think we need to stop? So you would encourage people. So we talked about some of the things that people need to stop doing. What are some things that you would encourage people to start doing on social media?
If you are a business, we'll say entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to market your business, you definitely want to make sure that you present yourself and how you want to be presented. Because you have less than 7 seconds to make a first impression. Less than 7 seconds.
How many?
Less than 7 seconns.
Wow. Can somebody put in the comment box less than 7 seconds to make a first impression?
Yes, less than 7 seconds. So that's for the moment someone lay eyes on you, they are already forming an opinion. They are determining if they like you, if they want to pursue the conversation with you. They're thinking about, okay, what is her professional background? What is her educational experience? Where does she live? What kind of car she drive? All these things we do when we meet someone.
And we do without thinking about it.
We think about those things. People are assessing you. Yes, people are assessing you. So you definitely want to make sure that we're going to do the ABCs. Your appearance is on point. Okay. Make sure your behavior is appropriate and you maintain professionalism. And C would be communication. You definitely want to articulate and communicate yourself well. And D, your digital footprint needs to be on point because it follows you. It follows you. And then E would be maintain executive presence.
So now I'm gonna have to ask you to say that again. Because
A is appearance.
Right, because that there. I was like, stop there. So A is
appearance.
Appearance matters.
And I know with the social distancing, the salons are closed. Some of us females are not able to go and get our hair done.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some wigs, okay? You still can look professional if you don't know how to do your own hair.
Right.
So there's no excuse for you coming online and your hair is sticking up. Just unkept.
Right.
There's no excuse. And I remember one time I tuned in to this lady's live, and one part of her hair was sticking up, the other part was undone. She was taking some braids out of something.
Was she a hair professional or modeling how to do hair or?
No, she was not.
Okay.
And she was in her bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I say if you have an office area in your bedroom and it looks like a office, but if we're showing our bed,
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you have to think about what you are marketing. What is
Right.
your business? What does it have to do with your business?
Right.
People are going to judge you on that. You know, they say don't judge a book by its cover, but we do judge a book by its cover.
Right. No, but I think it's true. And I think some things need to be private, need to be held for, your personal life, honestly. And so they're asking for a B. So
Oh,
A
B
is a
is
parent,
behavior.
behavior,
Behavior. B is behavior.
behavior. And they got C. C is
C is
communication.
communication. D is your digital footprint.
Right. Because that always follows you. Like it doesn't go anywhere.
Yes. You want to be consistent on all platforms.
Right.
And E would be executive presence. You want to
Right.
maintain professionalism.
Right. That's really good.
You know,
Any
you want
other questions, y'all? This
leadership.
is good. This is really, and I think we just have to take a while to just sit back and think. And everything is not funny. I notice with this younger generation, they want to become viral. They are certain. To me, it's almost like they're searching for attention, and so they're doing anything that will help them become a viral sensation.
Yeah, so apparently, because I was discussing with the ladies here earlier, and I know I had read something earlier too. It may have been the same young lady. She
Okay.
had made a racist TikTok video.
Yes, with her boyfriend.
I believe, yes, with her
Yes.
boyfriend, and I guess it affected the college that she was going to be attending.
Yes.
Yeah, because these young people need to remember that colleges are definitely looking at their social media pages, and you are a brand also as a college student or a graduating high school student who's getting ready to go off to college. The universities are they're trying to figure out, okay, is this young man or young lady going to be what we want? Are they
Right.
going to represent our reputation?
Right. As a matter of fact, someone speculated what school she was going to, supposedly a friend, and people were starting to tweet on Twitter. People were starting to tweet the school that the young lady was going to.
Wow.
And so they were under pressure. I think they felt the pressure. They literally they searched their records, and the school tweeted, "We have no registration of this student." So we don't know if she's using an alias or if she did not apply. But there were two universities in Georgia that said, "Hey, she's not coming here."
No,
I record of her applying.
To stay away from racist comments, sexual comments on social media, fight videos. Because if they go on your social media page and they see nothing but those type of things on your social media page, then they're going to feel you're not going to be a good representation for their particular university.
Right.
I tell college students all the time, you are your brand. Okay, high school students, they think that Facebook is for old people. That's what they do.
They do, which is weird because Facebook started for just college students, which is just so weird.
Yeah, so you know what I tell them? Well, those old people are the ones who are going to write their recommendation for you. Okay?
That part.
To get that job. So you need to have you a Facebook page. Have you a professional page. So at least when the universities are researching you and looking you up, they can see that you're part of the band, the SGA,
right.
you're the president, they see you doing community service. They're seeing who you are.
Right.
Not just this other side of you, but you just hang out, you want to party, you want to drink, you want to.
Right. Well, see, I think because Kaisha says, "Hey, Kaisha, she's from Miami." She says, my kids say that all the time. They do say that. No, Stacy, we are not old, but I think that the teens stay away from Facebook because it requires typing. And they like the TikTok and the Snapchat because all you have to do is take a picture. They rarely get on Instagram. And if you notice, when they get on Instagram and they post, their captions are like one sentence. or one line of a music song.
Yeah.
And I would even encourage parents to make your child create a Facebook page just so you can see how they write, how they type. Because a lot of parents don't realize that a lot of children in high school don't know how to tell time from looking at a clock. They have to have a digital time on,
Yes.
the phone. A lot of children don't know how to write complete sentences, so they flock to TikTok and Snapchat because all they have to do is post a picture and dance. That doesn't require much
It's
effort.
dumbing down a lot of our kids.
Yes,
When
the
it
screen
comes
time is
to
through the roof.
communication, yes. So definitely, those writing skills are very important because if they have to fill out a job application,
Right.
they need to be able to write it, even if it's digital or handwritten. They need to be able to articulate on.
Yes, and you said C is communication. Can they type? Can they type? Because even some job applications, they're timing you.
Even emails, the way they write their emails, the way they address the university or whoever they're emailing.
Right.
And I tell them, you can't use text language in a professional email.
Right. Right. And so that's one thing I would encourage. Like I have asked parents in my teaching career, have you seen your child's writing? Have you looked at it? Have you read it? And some parents don't because they're disengaged or they're busy or whatever it may be. But that's why the teens don't like Facebook. It requires too much typing. And I would encourage all parents to look at that. I know, and this is about, etiquette as well, because they, parents have to be involved in helping them, get ready for life after high school.
Yes.
Because college is a lot of, even tech schools, plumbing, like if you want to be a plumber, if children want to be a plumber, that book is high level.
You still know how to read.
There's a lot of reading and writing that goes into the process and communication. Can they sit down and have a conversation about something other than what's popping on Snapchat?
Yes, definitely.
So, Carolyn, tell us where everyone can purchase your book, where they can find you on social media.
Well, on social media, you can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram as Carolyn Powery, Facebook Carolyn Powery, and under my business name, Prestige Etiquette and Image Consulting on Facebook. And my website is, you can put in my name, carolynpowery.com, or Prestige Etiquette. I'm sorry.
I love how she says it. I love how you say it. And I would even encourage the parents who have girls who are running for, there's the book.
Here's the book. It's 5 authors here. Oops.
Who are your other authors? Who are your co-authors with you?
You say, who are they?
And who are your co-authors? What are their names? I think I know.
Okay. We have Miss Karen. She is the one who spearheaded. Oops. Okay. She spearheaded everything. Everything. And actually, let me explain. Each one of my books, I have co-authored 3 books, and each one of these opportunities have came through social media.
Yeah. Wow.
Through social media. So Karen, we're friends on LinkedIn and Instagram, and she had posted one day she was writing a book, and I was like, congratulations. Right then, she offered me an opportunity to be one of the guest writers. So I said, give me more about this opportunity.
Right.
So that's how that happened. And like I said, the other ones was through my presence on social media. Now, if I was not presenting myself in a positive image or professional image, these people would not have wanted me to be a part of the book. Like this book, which is Madam CEO, How to Act and Think Like a Chief Executive, it's an international book. It's in 8 countries.
Nice. Like
and
these are amazing.
Here, and you can actually go to my website if you're interested in purchasing the books.
That's excellent. So there's power in social media. Your digital footprint work matters. Your appearance matters. Your behavior matters. Your communication. I said digital footprint. So it's so important. So Carolyn, I'm so excited that you share some of your time with me. I will be sure to share this information out with the public. Please like and share. It's so important. And sometimes, we hold ourselves back from opportunities because of our behavior.
Yes.
And so we don't need to make any excuses, just adjustments.
Yeah, and it's just simple things.
Right.
But a lot of times people think, you really have to tell people that? You really have to? Yes, I do. Because you would expect for people to know these things, but they don't.
Right. Right. And that's why you're here. And that's why you're helping so many people. Even if you have daughters or a youth group, oh my gosh, I don't want to go on that, but table etiquette, like at banquets and stuff, how to eat, how to sit, how to walk, how to introduce yourself. If you have a young daughter who needs table etiquette or anything like that, do it as a family. Do a mother-daughter, hook up where you have, that'd be a nicer outing for moms and daughters. Learn about those good things. If you have a daughter in high school running for homecoming queen, or even the colleges, I know that at the HBCUs, running for queen is big stuff.
Big stuff. And even with the dining etiquette,
yes,
professionals, because there have been professionals who have not gotten a job because of their dining etiquette skills. That's an interview.
Yes, true.
Yeah, that second interview is a tester.
Yes,
and a lot of people fail it because they think they have the job in the bag, and they're so relaxed at the interview that they end up not getting because of their poor manners. It could be how they treated the wait staff. They may have been snappy, rude. You think that company want you to come and work for them?
Right. And I like how you said a second interview, because some jobs, especially higher paying jobs, there's more than one interview.
Correct.
So you may have the first formal interview, and then they're like, "Oh, let's go to lunch." And
but check this out. Even before that, what about the phone interview before you get to face-to-face?
Okay, that part.
And that phone interview could be something like this.
Right.
If you show up looking unprofessional. Okay. And you have, I don't know, some inappropriate picture in the background, or music playing. It's anything.
Right.
So it even starts there.
Right. So these are all things to consider, because I think of so many stories in the back of my mind when you say this. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. This was great information. This is what we call self-education, things that you won't necessarily learn in school or everyday, but things to just fine-tune who you are and where you're trying to go. So Carolyn, thank you so much. I do ask that you if you have any questions, if you're watching replay, if you have any questions, please make sure you comment below. Carolyn is here to help you. Like, she knows her stuff. Like, when I see Carolyn, I make sure I put my dress down. And it's so funny because we just know each other, right? And so, but one thing I can say about Carolyn, when I see her in public, I don't mind taking pictures with Carolyn, because I know that when she posts that picture, we're going to be looking right. You can't talk about it with your picture.
It's so important. People buy. Just think about when you go to the store shopping. You buy because something looks appealing.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're marketing yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. We the right lighting. We be like, our hair straight. We be like,
I know, and I didn't put my lighting on.
No, I'm talking about when we see each other in person. Like, our picture point. Carolyn, make sure we be right. I said, that's right. Some people, you have to be like, girl, don't you post that picture yet till I see it.
Oh, that's right. Because I remember when I first started my business, my niece posted a picture of me. I said, girl, if you don't take that picture down, I say, I have an image, okay, that I am portraying. I can't be teaching people to look a certain way, and you have this unbecoming picture of me. You can't do that. And we need to think about how we don't want people to put unflattering pictures of us on social media. So we should not do that to other people.
Right.
I've seen people do that. They post blurry pictures. That's another one. right there. Don't post no blurry picture. Don't post a picture that people can't see you, and especially your profile picture. Half of your head, an egg, a cartoon character, things of that nature.
And don't over filter.
They what?
Don't put too much filter on the skin. Like you said, look like a cartoon character. I'm like, some people, I'm like, well, wait, like, add your filter, do what you got to do, but don't, like you said, don't like a cartoon character. You shouldn't look plastic.
And you know what else?
What's that?
Have a current picture of you.
That is true.
I had a meeting once with a gentleman. I drove to Boca to meet with this gentleman. It was a business meeting. And I'm sitting there looking for the guy. I'm looking for him. And I called him like, are you here? He says, yes, I'm here. He walks over to the table. Girl, he had a picture of him in his younger days. When he was younger. Okay, he was younger. Yes.
And it makes you feel uncomfortable because you have in your mind what you expect to see.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
I said it makes you feel uncomfortable because you have in mind what you expect to see. I expect to go here to meet this person, to see this person. Then it's totally different. I'm like, oh my gosh, well, who is this?
Yes, it was fake. And then the trust factor went out the window.
Right.
At that point, I didn't want to hear anything this man had to say.
Right.
And it could have been good information, but I felt like he was deceptive.
Right.
And how he, scheduled this meeting and pretending this is who he was when he was somebody entirely different.
Right. Look at Jessica. Jessica, let me go change my profile.
Look, your profile picture, that's your money maker. That is your money maker. Your profile picture will determine if people want to know more about you, if they want to research more about you.
Now, one thing about Jessica, she is a comedian on her own.
Oh, Jessica.
Yeah, so when she posted this, I holler. But we have we've been working on her brand for 2 years, and we did like a whole logo change. She now has a brick and mortar. So she's doing great things, but when she turned this profile picture, I don't know if it was Whitney's birthday, but it was hilarious because I know Jessica. She's hilarious. But yes, get some new photos. This is a great time, Kaisha, and everyone, to get some photos. Get you a photographer, right? Schedule your photographer, schedule your photo session. But absolutely. So you all, we thank you so much for tuning in. We hope this has been helpful. If you know anyone that this can help, tag them, like them, like this, share this information because we want to get it out there. We can learn and grow together. And we don't want simple things to stop us from going to the next level, the executive level. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Until next time, be social.
Thank you.
Bye.
You're welcome. Thank you.